For centuries, the Ark of the Covenant has remained one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in human history. According to the Bible, it held the stone tablets inscribed with the Ten Commandments given directly to Moses by God. It was more than just a container. The Ark was a symbol of divine power. Ancient texts say it parted rivers, brought victory to Israelite armies, and could strike people dead if handled improperly. Then suddenly, it vanished. No one knows exactly when or how. It simply disappears from the biblical narrative after the Babylonians destroyed Solomon's temple in 586 BCE. Some believe it was taken, others think it was hidden, but no trace of it has been officially seen since. So the question is simple. If it was real, where is it now? Let's begin with what the historical records say. The Ark was placed inside Solomon's temple in Jerusalem, in a chamber called the Holy of Holies. Only the high priest was allowed near it, and even he could only enter once a year. The Ark was guarded as the most sacred object in all of Judaism. But when the Babylonians invaded Jerusalem and razed the temple to the ground, there was no mention of the Ark among the treasures they took. The detailed inventory of looted gold and sacred objects makes no reference to it. For something so powerful and revered, its omission is suspicious. That silence has fueled centuries of speculation. One of the most enduring theories is that the Ark was hidden deep beneath the Temple Mount before the Babylonians arrived. Some ancient Jewish texts, like the Talmud and the Book of Maccabees, hint at a network of sealed chambers beneath the city. Rabbinical scholars believe that priests may have moved the Ark into these tunnels to protect it, but today, those chambers are completely off limits. The Temple Mount is one of the most politically and religiously sensitive places on Earth. Any attempt to excavate or even explore beneath the surface is instantly shut down by religious authorities. There are strict restrictions, and any disturbance could trigger international backlash. And so, if the Ark is buried beneath modern Jerusalem, no one is allowed to confirm it, but that's just one theory. Another theory leads us thousands of miles south to the mountains of Ethiopia. In the small city of Axum, inside the Church of Our Lady Mary of Zion, Ethiopian monks claim to be protecting the Ark of the Covenant. Not a replica, not a symbol, the actual Ark. According to the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, the Ark was brought to Ethiopia by Menelik I, son of King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. Religious texts in Ethiopia describe how the Ark was secretly taken during a visit to Jerusalem, then transported along the Nile and hidden in the highlands. The church has maintained this claim for centuries. It even holds a yearly festival, Timkat, during which a replica is paraded through the streets, while the real Ark, they say, remains untouched in a locked chapel. Here's the strange part. Only one man is allowed to see the Ark, the guardian monk of the church. He lives his entire life on the church grounds, never leaving, never speaking to the outside world. When he dies, another is chosen. No one else is ever permitted to enter the sanctuary, and all requests for access by scholars or journalists have been denied. Skeptics argue that if the Ark was truly inside, why not prove it? But believers say the secrecy is proof of its sanctity. So now we have two competing theories. One places the Ark beneath one of the most protected religious sites in the world. The other says it rests in a tiny chapel guarded by silence and tradition. Both have obstacles. Both are shrouded in mystery. But here's where things get even more interesting. Over the years, multiple governments and religious organizations have quietly discouraged investigations into the Ark. Scholars trying to research the Temple Mount face red tape and blocked permits. Explorers who visit Axum are refused entry, and sometimes even followed. There is an unspoken wall of silence surrounding the Ark, and that raises the question, who benefits from keeping it hidden? If the Ark were found and proven authentic, it would change everything. Entire religious structures would be shaken. Political tensions in Jerusalem could explode. Control of the Ark could be claimed by Jews, Christians, and even Muslims. It would become the most contested object on the planet overnight. That kind of power is not something most institutions want unleashed, which leads many to believe that the silence is not just protective, it is intentional. What if the Ark is not lost but locked away because the truth is too volatile to reveal? What if it holds more than just ancient stone tablets? What if it holds knowledge, or a power we still do not understand? Even today, stories persist of radiation-like effects around alleged Ark replicas. In the Bible, people who touched it died instantly. Some believe it was more than symbolic, it was a device, a real object that emitted force, energy, or something we no longer know how to explain. Whether you believe the Ark is beneath the Temple Mount or in the hills of Ethiopia, one thing is certain: someone doesn't want you to find it. The deeper we look, the more questions emerge. The tighter the security, the louder the silence, and maybe that silence is the only proof we need. Because the most dangerous secrets aren't the ones that were forgotten, they're the ones someone worked very hard to erase.